Hey, you folks. Oh, get this camera to just stay up. There we go. A little update. It's worm picking time. I've been growing trout worms. Well, they're a European style worm, or breed of worm. And right now, picking out a bunch of containers worth. Take to the store to sell for free fish day. It's exciting. I was raising worms for both myself and composting, and now I actually get to reap some of the rewards other than for the garden. I love it. I'll show you a bit about them in a bit. Alrighty. That wind's blowing a little bit. So, anyways, this is a bin of worms that I just sifted through. They are pounds of them in there. And that is all nice, fine. That's 1/4 inch screened. So it's nice and fine for anything I'm going to do. And there's a bunch of eggs in there I'm going to let hatch. So here's my containers for the worms that I sell to the store. Now, my medium that I raise my worms in is, give me a second here, peat moss, there we go. And this batch I've mixed some coco coir in because I like using coco coir more, but it is a lot more expensive when it comes to amounts, of course. That, and right now it's a little hard to get a hold of, but anyways, this has all been soaked, and that's actually a little wet. That's why I got, just instead of mixing it up the way I'm doing it right now to show you, I got to just pull from the top where it's drained, because what it should do, when you squeeze it, should just get a few drops. But anyway, yep, so here's my worm containers, and I have my worm food that I make. All sorts of wonderful ingredients that worms love. And for these containers, I like to, when I send them to the store, I like to throw some food in there, just to make sure that all is going to be good. And even if they spend some time in the cooler, they'll have plenty to eat. And then I find my handy dandy hose. Where did I put it? Ah, there it is. And I wet down the food. And the beautiful thing about this, about worms, is they love water. Not a whole hell of a lot, but they'll do just fine in 70% water. But anyway, and I have my lids that I've poked holes in for air. Whoop, I don't want to push down on that. So this is going to be my new worm bed that all my breeders are going to go in. It's going to make life so much easier for me, I hope. During the winter time, I actually bring my worms into the house because I use fish tanks, and I raise them in fish tanks all winter long. As long as your food is balanced, whatever, and your medium and all that good jazz, you don't have to worry about smell. That's the beautiful thing about worms. You can grow them indoors, outdoors. It's great. I'm actually going to put a cover on this to keep things out from getting into it. I put a screen in the bathtub, the drain end of this bathtub. But I'm going to have a pail under it, and the odds of the worms actually going out through there, not very likely. And I have my tubs raised up off the ground with crates to keep moles from trying to get in there at my freaking worms. Anyways, so that's that. Have a good one. For now, I got more videos coming.